We're in a war. Not the selfish power grab of the elite. Not the racist rhetoric being used as a tool of division. Not the Democrats and the Republicans. Not the church and the atheists. Not even the Christian and the Muslim. Though all of these different polemics are involved in the war, they are merely sideshow freaks. The war is between good and evil. It's not a physical war with soldiers, cannons, and nuclear arms. It's an etheric war between right and wrong, the truth and deception, the consciousness and the subconsciousness. Philosophy has dealt with this dichotomy for ages, as noted by the Greek philosopher Epicurus, as he questioned, is God willing to prevent evil but not able? Then he is not omnipotent. Is he able but not willing? Then he is malevolent. Is he both able and willing? Then whence cometh evil? Is he neither able nor willing? Then why call him God? Epicurus lived during the Hellenistic period, a period marked by the death of Greece and the rise of Rome. Yet Hellenism was spread all over. It's a pagan Greek culture, and it attempted to assassinate Hebraic thought and spirituality. But to understand the world at that time is to understand their concepts of religion. Whenever I research a culture, the first thing I study is their religion. This goes a long way in understanding their actions. Hellenism covered various religious systems. There was a great deal of continuity in their religions, combining their classic Greek gods model to Egyptian deities and gods of Syria. The Greco-Egyptian god Serapis was worshipped during this period. The notion was to usurp Egyptian people by controlling their religious systems. This culminated in 325 AD when Constantine declared Christianity the official state religion of Rome. At that time, Rome was a superpower. In fact, the only superpower. But Constantine's desire for Christianity was more of a political move than a spiritual awakening, as it is known that Constantine privately still paid homage to Sol Invictus, or the unconquered sun. Judaism and Christianity had elements of the sun embedded in their religions during this time, with images of the sun called halos behind the heads of many Christian patriarchs. A mosaic floor in Hamat Tiberias in Israel shows King David as Helios, surrounded by images of the zodiac. You see, by 325 AD, any true Hebraic beliefs had long been destroyed and replaced by European paganism. And this is when Epicurus tried to philosophize good and evil. This strategy was to effectively remove moral constraints and allow Europe to move in the direction you see today, with decaying ethics, deplorable laws, the sadistic treatment of human beings, and sexual depravity. Changes that begin in your subconscious long before they enter the conscious. For example, in the 60s, on the Lucille Ball show, her and her husband, Desi, never slept in the same bed. They barely had a scene in the bedroom. We really don't have to talk about today's television, do we? Many of you think this is just the natural progression of a society. A society more sophisticated and grown up. I'll agree with you on one thing. It is a progression. But leading to where? As Epicurus made these statements, he left out one curious factor. He left out mankind's role in good and evil. How many of you understand the power of free thought? How many of you truly understand free will? It's not 40% or 70% or even 90%. You have 100% free will. You have the ability to engage or disengage. I'll try my best to explain this. But as they say, just because you have ears don't mean you can hear. Look, before you domesticate an animal, that animal has a completely different view of the world. Can we agree on that? A wild animal and a domesticated animal exhibit completely different behaviors. It's the same way with you. However, and whoever domesticated you or taught you, it is from their eyes that you see things. It is their world that you live in. A domesticated animal couldn't survive in the wild very long because of the domesticated paradigm he comes from. That is because we ruin his natural instincts. He's looking for food in a can, not in a cave. Meaning paradigms add to this evil we see in the world, not the creator. When someone dies of natural causes, it's not evil. It's usually a medical or biological defect. No one calls that evil. Evil is caused by human beings allowing other human beings to commit atrocities. But most of these behaviors are formed in the subconscious mind through the doorway we leave open when we participate in certain seemingly innocent activities. We allow demonic spirits access to our subconscious. And soon they start making suggestions. Some people follow these suggestions, some people don't. The point is, we live in a world that downplays evil as a particular act, a particular thing. No, evil is evil. Evil is not perspective. Don't allow these new age gurus to fool you. All they're doing is going back to those old, tired philosophies. Purposely starving a group of people to usurp their possessions is evil. That's not perspective. Pedophilia is evil. Racism is evil. Whenever you have to justify something in your heart, it probably doesn't sit well with your spirit. To suggest that good and evil is perspective is to take one paintbrush and paint over the whole scope of the topic. Maybe words like natural and unnatural will take the ambiguity out of the subject. Animals kill to survive. That's natural. Man doesn't have to kill to survive. And if you believe differently, you're a twisted individual. Animals will battle to the death over a female, and that's natural. I'd like to think us humans have become a little more sophisticated, but maybe not. Again, I'm trying to stress that not only is there evil in the world, it was brought about by man constantly trying to wrangle control over other men. You go into a country and steal the land, then set up laws against stealing. That's man's creation. Being a Christian nation and believing that thou shalt not kill, but creating an environment that leads to killing is man's creation. Most people who believe do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Base this on the idea that evil doesn't exist, that it's only in the mind. Not understanding its satanic origins. But most don't believe in Satan. And Satan simply loves that. Peace.